welcome back to the channel. My name is Ro. If you haven't connected with me before, it's such an honor to have you in your journey right now and for you clicking play for these messages. I love to be able to share these messages for you every month whenever you feel called to listen and receive. And these are timeless, and of course, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. This is for the general collective. It's not a personal reading. It's not a personal channeled message for you. However, I do set the intention that for you, it is the highest and best intention of messages that are needed for you at this time. So I love to always start with the deep breath and also to set our intentions for why we are here today. So if you can go ahead and close your eyes if you're in a safe space to do so, and just take a deep inhale through your nose and exhale out the mouth. Let's take another deep inhale, setting your intention for today of why you are here, listening to this video, connecting with me. And exhaling out. And on your last deep inhale, go ahead and hold that intention into your heart space, trusting, and exhaling out as you put this intention out into the universe. Still closing your eyes if you are in a space to do so. I'd just like to take a moment, with your permission, to invite your angels, ancestors, guides, and animals to join us today, and to thank you for, again, being here. All right. I'm so excited to share these messages because, as the title says, it's all about you breaking the script or flipping the script, and then the message that was pulled to start us off was Priestess, and it says, how are you being called to step up and lead? And Priestess doesn't necessarily mean you have to be a female or a woman. These energies are fluid, and I know that this leadership that is coming into this era and this Aquarian age is very balanced in both masculine and feminine energies. Whether you identify as female, male, non-binary, trans, whatever it is that you identify with, how are you being called to show up and lead and to own your story, own your script that you may used to have lived in your life, but now because you're breaking the old scripts, what new scripts are you writing for yourself so that you can show up and lead and let go of your fear of being seen, let go of your fear of being judged, and let go of any expectations and outcomes. Because when we stick to a certain outcome and a goal and a certain time frame of that, when that will be, we're limiting ourselves. And when we limit ourselves, then that causes us to feel frustrated or lost or angry when we don't reach those goals. And so this is really also reminding you to be fluid and to practice going with the flow. And there's nothing wrong with setting goals and setting expectations. It's just really being more intentional instead of being someone who's holding these high expectations for yourself. When we be intentional, that's when we can come from the heart space. And when we're setting intention or expectations, we're coming from preconceived thoughts of what we think is going to be success for us, or what we think is going to work for us, or what we think is going to make us happy, or will fulfill us, or give us love. And so when we lead from our heart space and lead with intention, then we also inspire others to do the same. And when I really let go and practice this, it's really hard when you're first trying it. And I've definitely spent years letting go of expectations of what love is, of what partnership should be, of how a business should be, of how to do X, Y, Z in this amount of time, otherwise I fail. Letting go of these preconceived lessons and things that you've learned before, and question, what if I'm wrong? Like, what if this isn't how that I want to live my life? Maybe this isn't how I want to lead. Maybe this isn't how I want to show up for myself. So yeah, questioning that. I've been reading this book called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson, and there is a really big thing that struck out to me called, or that told me to, not told me, English, that really opened up my eyes to questioning more. And I personally question a lot, like a lot, but questioning with the intention of what if I am wrong, and just being open to the possibilities that something else could happen, or maybe you are wrong, and maybe this is something that is what works for you instead. Like an example is that I thought that this person was going to be the one, but then we separated. Everything was just crumbling down because I thought I was so right with them being with like the one. And then once I questioned myself and asked myself, okay, what if I'm wrong? Like, what if that person wasn't the one? Maybe there is something out there that's supposed to be unfolding, and because I had that relationship that failed, quote unquote, it allowed me to face what it is that I need to take responsibility for to change within myself. Otherwise the pattern's going to repeat. That's a whole nother different video, another different message. But really allowing yourself to take responsibility for your mistakes, and be honest with yourself with maybe, what if you are wrong? And then the next time you come into a relationship, you allow yourself to learn from the mistakes that you made because you realized that you were wrong, and then experiment again and be more intentional, and show up with more forgiveness, with more exploration, with more curiosity of what is to unfold with that relationship. So just an example that came up to mind that I really wanted to share, because I did just share my video all about the 10 mistakes I made or I learned from my exes. And so recognizing that all of those failed relationships weren't really failures, they were learning lessons for me so that I can move forward, to face myself, be honest with myself, recognize the mistakes that I made, recognize what I was wrong about, and then moving forward, and like Mark Manson says, being slightly less wrong the next step and the next step. So yes, showing up with leading, and showing up is you leading, period. Like when you show up for yourself, when you move through uncomfortability, when you move through the discomfort, and you move through life with more intention, with more grace, you are being that example, and you are being that change that you wish to see in the world. I forgot who says that quote, but there's a change that says, be the change you wish to see in the world. So when you allow yourself to step up and show up and lead in a way that feels aligned with you, that feels authentic to you, then you inspire others to also be authentic and to lead as well. Because when you are a leader, you also can inspire others to recognize the leader within themselves. So that is a beautiful, beautiful start to this message. I know that the people who come on this channel, the people who watch these videos, are all beautiful and powerful leaders, all leading with grace, with intention, with our hearts, but also with our minds. We have an ego, we have a brain, and because we're human, we all have these experiences that cause us a wide array of emotions. We all react, but we can also respond. And so, yeah, I'm really excited for you on what's to come next on your journey, on your journey of leadership, because like what's being said and channeled through is that when you go up, you are already leading and being that example. Ooh, surrender. Yeah, it's definitely all about letting go of those old scripts, letting go, breaking the old scripts, the old stories, making that effort and that willingness to unlearn patterns that you are living. And so example of a pattern for me is that I used to say I have anxiety, or I am a person with anxiety. And now breaking that script and flipping that script, I have become aware of that story that I tell myself, and I'm breaking it. And because of that, I am a person that lives with inner peace and is peaceful with everything that comes into my life. I observe rather than get anxious. I do still have moments of getting anxious sometimes. Like I said, like we're all human. But letting go of that label and that identity so that you can break that and shift into the reality, the new reality you want to create for yourself. And so surrendering, I can release my need to control. Controlling has been a story that I have been taught was to equal safety. And letting go of that script of now living in a life where I embrace uncertainty instead of trying to control outcomes, that is how it can be a big practice for you to show up with just allowing yourself to flow. And when we cause ourselves these moments to control, and we want to control a certain thing to happen, it's just pushing away the thing even more. Like for example, for me, I wanted to control how I can make money, and like I wanted to control a certain way that I could make money. But now, because I've let that go and really shifted my intention to be of service instead of trying to control the money and trying to control that to come into my life, it's something that has been more effortless and easy to come into my life. And even though I got my own stories, you got your own stories, it's what is needed to be able to let life unfold in ways that maybe you've never thought of before, and just letting yourself be open to possibilities rather than being stuck in this tunnel vision in this way that you may have thought is the correct way. Leading back to the question of asking yourself, what if I am wrong? And not many people have, have that chutzpah, I don't know why I said that, to face that within themselves. But yeah, accepting when you're wrong and seeing how you can see the next, take the next step to find a solution. That is also another way to grow. And I'm definitely in the season of growing, and we're all here to grow, because without growth, then we're stuck. When we feel stuck, and for me personally, I don't like feeling stuck. Well, it's not that I don't like feeling stuck. I used to not like feeling stuck. Now I observe when I feel stuck, accept it, not try to control it, let that feeling run through, and then surrendering that expectation of and that want to control, to not have myself feel stuck anymore. And then eventually it passes, and then I bounce back. All right. Ooh, relationship change. This to me is telling me that when you step up and you take on this leadership role, and you step into your authenticity, you step into your heart space, your relationships are going to change. Like that's what is inevitable. When you raise your vibration, and when you raise your frequency and your awareness, and you take action on it, then the universe is going to weed out people who are no longer in that vibration, and will slowly bring in people who are, because that's what you're attracting. And it's not to say that those people that are being weeded out are lower than you, or someone who's just not vibrating with you anymore. It's more like they had their purpose in your life, and they are they were here to teach you lessons, and you've learned those lessons, and now you are attracting new people into your life who are here to help you grow in new ways and expand in new ways. So yeah, relationship change, how exciting. The numbers 5 and 6, 5 to me is all about change, and 6 is all about healing. And it's beautiful that the colors here are green and blue, which is all about the throat and the heart chakra respectively. And with these relationship changes, it's really challenging you to speak your truth, express your wants and needs, express your boundaries and set boundaries and communicate your boundaries, and really also changing the relationship with yourself. Just all tying back into the initial title. It's just the way you talk to yourself, the way you think about yourself. This is all changing, and because that's changing within yourself, that's why these relationships on the external are changing as well. Let me know if these are resonating for you, or if not, it's all good. Like I said in the very beginning, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. These are timeless, so if it doesn't resonate with you now, maybe it'll resonate another day. Look, just confirmation, change, just lots of change. We're growing at such a rapid pace, y'all. It's so beautiful, and I'm really excited to be changing and growing with you, because there's just a lot of expansion going on right now. And if you're watching this, you may resonate with being a starseed, or you resonate with being an indigo child or galactic angelic being. Just beautiful, magical beings that are here to help the collective consciousness rise up and just be a more loving, compassionate place. So again, it's a green like turquoise, and when you put blue and green together, that makes turquoise, which is all about speaking from your heart space. So let's pull one more to see what activates the channel message within me. I love experiencing these messages with oracle cards, because it just also helps me have a visual of what is being channeled through. Ooh, how exciting! This is the only card in the deck that has this gray because I believe it's because it has a 0, but yes, a lot of karmic completion is happening right now. A lot of just coming into yourself. Just one is, individuality. One is also related to the root chakra and just new beginnings. Just really being grounded and rooted in your own authentic self. And when we are rooted and grounded in our authentic self, we can show up as leaders, and we show up with power that comes from within, and not seeking external validation, and not seeking things just from outside of us anymore. We know who we are, we understand who we are, and I don't have everything figured out. However, it's that willingness to show up and be more rooted and be more grounded and be more understanding of who you are from that loving place and that trusting place. When we talk about the root chakra, it's all about trusting yourself and really being in tune with your body, but at the same time balancing that curiosity and that questioning of like, oh, okay, what if I'm wrong about this? Maybe this is a new way that I can expand and root and step into more of my authenticity. So, this is so exciting. I love it when this card comes out. I feel like this is just another way to let you know that the cycles are being broken, the scripts are being rewritten. We are creating and carving a new path full of love and abundance and abundant relationships. And abundance comes in many forms: financial, relationship, material. So I don't know why I did that, but just yes, lots of abundance, lots of cycles completing so that you can expand and rise up. And I am really grateful that we're expanding and rising up together. If you are someone who is interested in learning more ways to holistically heal, to create and social media authentically, I am starting a newsletter soon, so that when it's launched will be in the description box below. It's definitely going to share tips and tricks of how I've been able to step into breaking my cycles and just really letting go of relationships with grace so that I can welcome new ones with joy and happiness and gratitude. So I am really grateful for you being here. And without y'all, I wouldn't be here doing this for you. So I love and appreciate you. Until next time, bye, love.